Hello, very good morning, dear friends. Today I am meeting with the BA Part third students, and this is my first lecture to you. You have been promoted from BA Part second to BA Part third due to COVID-19. Since the examinations of your class have not been held yet, although we have come to know from the administration as well as from the newspapers that your examinations, that is of BA Part second, can be taken in or up to December of this year if the COVID 19 conditions are okay and well and in control. So, dear friends, you are requested to go with your study of BA Part second also and keep yourself update with the news from the university as well as from the administration through the newspapers and websites. Since the directions are there to promote you, therefore, now you are also the students of BA Part 3rd. I am D.D. Gupta, Associate Professor in English, Government College, Banswara. And all of you are also my students. Last year you have been with me in BA Part 2nd. So there is no question of familiarity or not. So friends, we will start our course of your third year, that is paper 1. And the paper 1, we have the plays and we have some other poems as well in this paper. Basically, we have the plays, that is The Merchant of Venice, written by William Shakespeare. Another one is A Doll's House, written by Jane Austen. And the third one that I am going to deal with you, that is Kanthapura, written by Rao, written by Raja Rao. So first we will go with this novel, this fiction. We have two plays, the one that is The Merchant of Venice and another is A Doll's House. But the third thing, that is we have the novel written by Raja Rao. And the name of the novel is Kanthapura. So before we go with the novel, in this lecture we shall try to know about the writer, about his life, as well as about his important works. As you know, Raja Rao was born on November 5, 1908, and he died July 8, 2006. He was born in an Orthodox family, South Indian family, in the village of Hasana in Mysore. In my PPT here, there is a little mistake. in the year of the birth of this author, that is, it should be 1908 in place of 1980. So kindly correct this one. This is because of the typing mistake. Rajarao passed his matriculation from Hyderabad. He got his BA degree from Nizam College, Hyderabad. Then he went to France to continue his study of French literature. So from very beginning he was very much interested in French literature. And there he worked for the doctorate degree as well at the University of Sorbonne under the guidance of an eminent scholar, Professor Kazamian. So there he got the doctorate degree, that is the PhD. Rajarao is a man of short stature. His height was not long. He was only 5 feet tall. His features were aristocratic and which convey his mood. He is better known and appreciated abroad than in his own country. So here in our country, we know very little about Rajarao, but he is very much admired in the foreign countries, and his works are liked. Then we see he lived in France from 1928 to 1939 for 11 years. And again for the second time he went to France in 1946, and then he lived there up to 1956. So again for 10 years he lived in France. So if we total it, he remained 21 years, about 21 years in France. So very much influenced by France. There he married an American actress whose name was Catherine, and from her he had a son. In 1938, when he was in France, he wrote his first novel, and that is Kanthapura. So the Kanthapura is the first novel written by Rajarao, and it was written in France. And it was published in his collection of short stories the title was The Cow of Barricades in 1947. So this novel, which was written in 1938 but was published in 1947. Then let us see about his other things, his taste, his nature, his interest, hobby, etc. His curiosity for spiritual knowledge. Rajarao from the very beginning was very much curious for spiritual knowledge. So when he returned in India in 1940, he went straightly to Banaras, and there he got the first hand knowledge of spiritual tradition of India, since it was his interest. And there once he thought to renounce the world, and he wanted to become a sannyasi. So he wanted to renounce this world. He was not interested in world or in materialistic thing, but he wanted to become sannyasi. So we see how he was associated with the soul, spirit, God, etc. Swami Atmanan, who was a great Vedic scholar, he was his guru and who saved him from becoming sannyasi. Otherwise, Raja Rao would have become a sannyasi in place of a writer. Then in 1942, he went to central India from Banaras and spent some months in Gandhiji's ashram. Raja Rao was very much influenced by Gandhiji's ashram, Gandhiji. And this novel is also the result of his association to Gandhi and the movement that was run by Gandhi to get the freedom for India from the clutches of British. So in 1946 he returned to South Africa after the end of the Second World War, and in 1950 again he went abroad, that is the United States of America, for the first time. And there he liked very much American culture and way of life. Raja Rao has always appreciated American culture, the way of life. He said that it is true that Americans are materialistic, but they are very much energetic. They are very much enterprising, and they always busy to do something more in order to transform the life on this planet, on this earth. And there, Raja Rao studied the works of Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David, Walt Whitman. These were the great poets, writers of America. These writers also deeply liked Indian philosophy like him. So these American writers were also interested in our culture, in our philosophy. And in the same way, we find the Raja Rao. So far as recognition and fame is concerned, he is a great and true son of Mother India. His greatness has received national and international recognition. So he was famous in India as well as abroad. He also received Sahitya Academy Award for his novel The Serpent and the Rope. He also recently awarded with Padam Bhushan by Indian government. So we can see how he was also regarded, accepted and famous in India. Indians also liked him. Indians also accepted, acknowledged his intelligence of writing and his knowledge. Another Indian writer says about him, perhaps the most brilliant and certainly the most interesting writer of modern India. So he was called the most brilliant as well as most interesting writer of modern India. Now we come to his creations, his works. So the first work, important work written by him is Kanthapura, 1938. And this novel made Raja Rao a reputed novelist, because this novel is a vivid, graphic and realistic picture of the Gandhian struggle for the freedom of the country. So this novel is absolutely based on the Gandhian struggle for the independence. E.M. Foster has also praised this novel as the first novel to come out of India in recent years. I am sorry, there is little disturbance from the outside. So here I stop for a moment and then again I will start. Okay, let's begin again. The second writing that was written by that is second fiction that was written by Rajarao is The Serpent and the Rope, which was written in 1960. And this is known as a spiritual biography of the novelist. A spiritual biography, because he was very much attached to the spirit and philosophy. In this novel, Rajarao has philosophized the Indo-American novel. So, this novel has been philosophized by Rajarao. And through this novel, Rajarao also established a new kind of prose fiction and enlarged the scope of the novel form. So, he established a new kind of prose fiction, new trends, new way of writing, and then this way he increased the scope of the novel writing. Another fiction or another writing or publication of Rajarao is The Cow of Barricades and Other Stories. This is the title. And this collection has 9 short stories which were written between 1930 to 1944 when he was in France. And this collection published in 1947. The stories at every step reveal the writer's love for his motherland and the sociological concerns of 1930s. So here in this collection, most of the stories again are Indian stories. That is about India of that time. The sociological problems, society of India, the people were suffering, facing the problems and many movements which were running at that time. So all those stories have the theme of sociological concerns of 1930s. We know that in 1930s, Gandhi drove a movement that was the movement of salt movement, protest. Another work by The Cat and Shakespeare. It is a novel published in 1965 and Rajarao named it as philosophical comedy. Its setting is provided by the famine of 1942. So it is about the famine, drought that took place in 1942. And its subtitle was A Tale of Modern India. And some other works, which are The Policeman and the Rose and Other Stories, which were published in 1978. This collection includes a few other stories written after those which were published in The Cow of Barricades. So the other stories which were written after the publication of The Cow of Barricades were published in 1978 in this publication, of which the name is The Policeman and the Rose and Other Stories. In this way, we see the little introduction of the novelist, of his chief works, and about his philosophy. That is, he loved Indian philosophy very much. This is the point that we must keep in our mind. And Kanthapura, that has been prescribed in our syllabus, is based on that, is based on how much Rajarao was influenced by the Gandhian movement. And that's why this novel was recognized in India fully, completely, and then awarded also, because it depicts the incidents that took place during that moment. And it has been picturized beautifully by the writer. So, dear students, I hope when you go through this novel, you will definitely enjoy and like. We shall here also do and read this novel, but I will go by chapter wise, and we will try to analyze those chapters. But if you want to go in detail, please go through the text of this novel so that you can better understand the language that has been used by the writer, the sentences, sentence structure, the diction, the tone, all these things you will enjoy when you go through the original text. In our further videos and lectures, we will deal through the summary and analysis of each chapter of this novel so that you can understand it better and also attempt the questions promptly and better in your forthcoming examinations. So, thank you very much, friends. We shall meet tomorrow with the further further lecture regarding to Kanthapura, and that may be most probably a short summary of the novel. First, we will go with the short summary, then we will go chapter wise. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. See you.